who is going to be the next Tesla CEO if Elon Musk cannot continue with 100% certainty, I can tell you it's going to be Optimus, everybody. Eventually, you know it's going to happen when AI takes over. But in the meantime, okay, jokes aside, who is it actually going to be? Well, we know that Elon picked a successor in just the last few months. So we have to assign a greater probability to someone who perhaps showed his or her capability in just the recent events where maybe Elon Musk would feel much more comfortable with such a person. We also can look at what Elon Musk is doing with Twitter, and we know that Elon Musk believes Twitter at its core is a software and servers company, and he turned down someone who is generally a good CEO and made a lot of money for investors at T-Mobile. But Elon insists that Twitter requires a technologist. So what is Tesla then? If we just look at Tesla's website, it says accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. But what does that mean exactly? Does that mean that Tesla already has all of the core technologies and now Tesla just needs to scale? Or does that mean still engineering and pushing the product forward just in terms of mechanics and batteries? Or does that mean that we also need to work on AI? Which one of those is the most important one, or do all of them matter equally? Answering this question in different ways will result in a completely different CEO that Elon would want to look for. For example, would full self-driving be extremely important for Tesla in the future? Because maybe you can make an argument, if we saw full self-driving and we have robotaxis everywhere, that will be cheaper than owning a vehicle. It will be just simpler to call a robotaxi, and then you won't have to own a vehicle to get around. What is the answer? We can go in circles round and round for a long time and not really get anywhere, but here is what I think. Also, it's worthy to mention that Elon also looked for an administrative kind of CEO who could oversee day-to-day activities, so Musk could focus on his time as chief product officer. And maybe someone like Andrew Baglino could be a good person for that, perhaps. This is Andrew's LinkedIn profile, and you can see that he has been working at Tesla for a long time. He is a senior vice president. Powertrain and energy engineering is his current title, and he worked at Tesla for almost 17 years now. Knowing that there perhaps has been something that happened recently that made Elon identify a potential successor, I'm not sure if Andrew is that person. 4680 batteries, where are they? That does not look too good at the moment. Overall, Andrew, I think, would be a great choice. But everything that he is doing at Tesla appears to not be related to software almost at all, basically. And we hear everyone saying that Tesla is not just a car company, it's a technology company as well. Ashok, who is leading Tesla's autopilot right now, this could make quite a bit of sense if Elon believes that the future of Tesla is full self-driving and AI primarily. This would make a lot more sense. However, would he like to be in the spotlight? There's not that much about him. We know that Andrew, he doesn't seem to be bothered by the spotlight, and also these people, they also have to want to be the CEO, which is a job that no engineer basically wants. For example, we know that Andre, who was AI lead at Tesla before he quit, he basically left, he said on Lex Fridman's podcast, because he was spending more time managing people than actually engineering, which is one reason that makes me think that maybe Elon would consider Andre. No doubt he's a great engineer, although clearly Andre would not want to be a CEO because he doesn't even want to manage the autopilot team, basically the AI team at Tesla. But also, hear this out. Does Elon Musk want to be the CEO? No, he said multiple times over and over and over again he would prefer to not be the CEO. So just because someone does not like managing people, but if that person is a tremendously great engineer, don't forget about that person. So Andre is someone who I don't really see anyone talking about. Everyone is talking about Andrew Baglino, which I think is a good choice, especially if you want to just scale everything. He has worked at Tesla for so long already. And then Ashok, perhaps also a good choice, although he is directly, it would appear to me, is mostly just involved with AI and not much with anything else. Now, the next candidate is very surprising, but there is some thing to think about here. I mean, he used to have 0.4 stars and now he has 0.5. That is some serious progress, everybody. Kidding aside, next serious candidate that everyone talks about is Zach. Now, I would be surprised if it was Zach. I think for a lot of other companies, maybe that would make sense. But knowing Elon and knowing how much he's concerned with engineering, I would be extremely surprised if it was Zach, because Zach is a CFO. He is not really an engineer, although he sees the whole company. He knows everything about the whole company because he has to touch everything. And then this option, which everyone also talks about, but I would consider this about as seriously as I would consider Gordon Johnson for the CEO of Tesla. Although, at first glance, this actually appears to be a good choice, and that is Herbert. The reason why I don't think it would ever happen, although he is very pro EVs, of course, and he was kicked out of Volkswagen. He was a CEO over there. He was ousted, although officially he quit, but we all know he was fired because of the software delays and many other issues as well. I mean, he made some very big claims. Check this out. Herbert Diaz said software will account for 90% of future innovations in the car. I mean, having new models delayed because of software by 2 years? We have never heard of anything like that from Tesla saying, oh, Cybertruck is not launching because, it's a software issue. And I mean, some simple things are just not working. The center infotainment screen shuts off and reboots randomly. Many other things. You can go through the whole list here of what's wrong with Volkswagen software. I think based on that, and knowing that Elon Musk said no to a fairly good CEO to run Twitter, I think Herbert is an easy one to say, nope, that's not going to be even considered. Another person to seriously consider is Elon's brother, Kimball. However, as you can tell from the picture, he's not really a technologist, not anymore at least. He's a restaurateur. He is a chef, and he owns the Kitchen Restaurant Group, which is quite interesting. But he does sit on the boards of Tesla and SpaceX. And I think that's because Elon trusts him, but I'm not sure if he would want to be the CEO and if Elon would want his brother to be the CEO, actually. But I think Elon trusts his judgment and his advice and his opinion. J.B. Straubel, I think, is also a possible candidate and perhaps a good option. I mean, he was a number 2 person at Tesla for a long time until he decided to start his own business, Redwood Materials. And if Tesla offered to buy the whole company, I have a hard time imagining that he would say no to being the CEO of Tesla. I think JB is probably a pretty good choice. He spent 15 years at Tesla, almost 16. He would know the company almost inside out, although he would not be as up to date. But he's working with batteries, so it's not like he's getting behind the whole industry or anything. I think he's keeping up with everything. I don't think he's left behind. But because he's no longer at Tesla, that makes it less likely that he is that person that Elon chose for now. Here are a few more people that may make a lot of sense. Robin is currently the chair of Tesla board with a net worth that's estimated to be at $688 million. You know, she's probably fairly capable. Another person that may make sense is Gwen, who is basically running SpaceX for Elon. If Elon believes that full self-driving and AI is the future and that's the best way to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy, then Ashok probably is number 1 choice, or Andre. And Ashok maybe makes more sense because Andre departed earlier this year, and we know that Elon made this decision or chose someone earlier this year. So this is interesting, the coincidence that is. Andrew Baglino, I think, would make perhaps the most sense if you just want to scale the whole company. And Zach, the CFO, I'm not sure if he would want this position. He seems pretty private in a way. Andrew Baglino, it doesn't seem like he's shy at all. I think he would be fine under pressure and everything. If Elon chooses someone from within, then if you just go to Tesla's website, you have basically just 2 options, really. And Zachary, I don't think Tesla is a company where you want a financial person running the whole company. So I would say it would have to be Andrew Baglino if you just go with what you see here. And if you think just a little bit further, then I would say whoever is in charge of Tesla's AI and autopilot is probably the next most obvious choice. So if you need a technologist, that's who you would pick. That would be the number 1 pick then. In this case, that would be Ashok at this very moment. There are many great choices. I don't think you can go too wrong here. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Posius. Click the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you later in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.